I'm Adrian Seet, and Nightline begins right now. The top stories. Government pledges to rebuild Malaysia into new economic giant. And 2023 Thai general election, reform parties leading in early vote count. Thanks for joining us. The first ever Unity Government National Convention held at the World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur on Sunday ended with 19 political parties that formed the union pledging to rebuild Malaysia into a new economic giant. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said this is possible as Malaysia's economy continues to perform strongly despite dealing with a huge national debt and facing challenging global economic conditions.
Ekonomi Malaysia suku tahun ini, suku tahun pertama 2023 mencapai pertumbuhan di antara yang terbaik di rantau ini, 5.6%.
In his inaugural address to more than 3,500 delegates at the convention, Datuk Seri Anwar, who is also the finance minister, said Malaysia recorded a low inflation rate of 3.6%, as well as in the same quarter compared to other countries in the region. He pointed out that Malaysia has also received much interest from international investors such as Amazon Web Services, as well as investment commitment of 170 billion ringgit from China. However, he stressed that a country could only prosper and move forward if good governance was maintained and practiced in the administration.
Kuasa yang ada, kekayaan khazanah yang ada, harus kita gunakan untuk membangun semula Malaysia agar Malaysia muncul sebagai gergasi ekonomi yang baru.
Datuk Seri Anwar also expressed appreciation to his political partners for their support, adding that the convention itself was a clear indication that the unity government was stable, not just for the people in Malaysia, but also the rest of the world. Meanwhile, at the convention, Datuk Seri Anwar also signed the Tekad Buat Malaysia, or Resolution for Malaysia, which had been read out by the Unity Government Secretariat-Chief, Datuk Seri Dr. Ashraf Wajdi Dusuki. The resolution contains 5 pledges of the coalition parties in the Unity Government, including to enhance the people's standard of living by ensuring an increase in income through better work opportunities in all sectors. In addition, the parties pledge to improve the level of transparency in public administration by putting an end to leakages and ensuring that the benefits from the government's development projects are felt by the people. The parties also pledge to make sure that the rakyat has access to education and health services that are not burdensome to them. The resolution also spells out the determination to drive economic growth and regain investor confidence, which will boost the country's prosperity and competitiveness on the international stage. The 5th pledge is to preserve harmony amongst the multiracial society by taking an inclusive approach to unite various races, religions and regions to maintain national stability and unity. The unity government must focus on the 4 needs of the people's economy to stay in power. UMNO Vice President Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani said if the government fails to fulfill the 4 basic things, namely food security, quality education, job opportunities, as well as housing, it will not last.
Semua rakyat, tak kira sama ada dia datang daripada T20, M40 atau B40, they need makanan. Bila dia nak makanan, apa yang perlu kerajaan pastikan? Kerajaan pastikan bahawa kita mempunyai food supply, food security yang intact dan tidak lagi kita berdepan dengan soal-soal basic food. Tak ada ayam, tak ada telur.
Datuk Seri Johari said this in his speech during the Empowering the People's Economy session at the Unity Government National Convention on Sunday. The former second finance minister, who is also Titi Wangsa MP, added that the people's economy and the national economy were interrelated. For both to succeed, the government must provide political stability in the country, have integrity and credibility to lead the country, as well as appear competent and experienced to lead the country. He also pointed out that the country's economic needs include bringing in foreign and domestic investment, which would lead to increased national revenue that could create more job opportunities and fund the people's needs, such as building roads, healthcare facilities, and educational institutions. Airline companies and ferry operators have been asked to increase the number of trips to Langkawi, Kedah in conjunction with the 2023 Langkawi International Maritime and Aerospace Exhibition, or LIMA, next week. Transport Minister Anthony Loke said transport operators should make the necessary preparations to cater to the higher demand, as many people are expected to visit the international exhibition that has been put on hold for the last 4 years. Loke said he also hoped that all transport operators would give their cooperation to ensure flawless passengers' mobility throughout the 2023 Lima exhibition.
Ini adalah juga tekanan daripada pasaran. Ada permintaan, sudah tentu ada penawaran. Jadi operator-operator sudah tentu akan mengambil peluang juga untuk menambah kapasiti mereka. Saya tak pasti berapa peratus, tapi sudah tentu penambahan tu ada. Untuk umpamanya ferry, dia kena tambah trip lah. Trip memang ditambah dengan banyak.
He said this to the media after officiating the Road Transport Department's 77th anniversary celebrations in Seremban, Negeri Sembilan. Meanwhile, he said many local and foreign aviation and maritime companies have shown great interest in promoting their products at Lima this year, adding that all booths have been fully booked. And in terms of preparation, Loke said he was not worried, as the government has had the experience before and the company entrusted to organize the exhibition has been planning for it for more than a year. The 2023 Lima is scheduled to run for 5 days, starting May 23rd, featuring more than 600 companies from 60 countries. The Local Government Development Ministry will take a comprehensive look at the proposed restructuring of the Malaysian Fire and Rescue Department. Its Minister Nga Kor Ming said this will be done in phases, involving the upgrading of staffing and the filling of existing posts, as well as increasing the number of personnel.
Nisbah keanggotaan adalah 1 bagi 2,238 orang rakyat Malaysia. Ditambah dengan jumlah panggilan kecemasan yang perlu dihadiri melebihi 100,000 panggilan setiap tahun. Saya melihat jumlah keanggotaan bomba sama sekali masih belum seimbang dan perlu ditingkatkan.
Speaking in conjunction with the National Level International Firefighters Day 2023 celebration, which was launched by Melaka Yang di-Pertua Negeri Tun Muhammad Ali Rustam at Dataran Pahlawan on Sunday, Nga said the review will also include aspects of welfare, such as a review of the existing scheme, salaries and related allowances. He said the Fire and Rescue Department and the Human Resources Division of the Ministry are reviewing the proposal paper before taking it to the Public Services Department for consideration and approval. Nga also said the unity government had allocated 206.64 million ringgit through Budget 2023 to empower the JBPM service, including 46.51 million ringgit for the acquisition of equipment and supplies to increase the efficiency and the level of preparedness of JBPM, an increase of almost 5 times compared with 2022. He announced that 18.2 million ringgit in allocations have been approved for the procurement of firefighting equipment, 12 detention dogs, and 129.93 million ringgit for the construction of new JBPM buildings nationwide and upgrading of standby rooms in existing fire stations, including maintenance of buildings and fire engines. Members of the public are applauding the government's latest move to reduce plastic waste, and many are already embracing the initiative by ditching the use of plastic bags in their daily lives. Nevertheless, some, especially traders, have raised concerns in adapting to the ban on plastic bags due to the additional costs to businesses and the lack of green alternatives for consumers. Nightline's Alif Yunus reports.
The government is set to ban the use of plastic bags across all business sectors nationwide by 2025. But for some traders, the transition to eco-friendly packaging options could be challenging for them.
So, example for the plastic bag, so our customer to buy, so how to give the customer the item. Example, like me a char kway teow. So, example, one char kway teow we can give by hand. By example, the order about 10, how to give to the customer. So hard to carry, so hard to ask also to give the customer.
However, there are traders who have already switched to more sustainable alternative before the plastic bag ban was even mooted.
Plastik ni pun tak sesuai lah sebab nak lupus pun payah, betul tak? So kita walaupun pergi tepi jalan pun kita dah support dah benda ni dah lama dah. So it's a good thing for government untuk buat benda tu.
The public also support the initiative, but they hope that the additional costs incurred by traders would not be passed on to their customers.
There are many alternative ways to use instead of recycle bag, for such as just what I did. I use tote bag as my bag to bring every day, and then the government also should provide and encourage people to use recycle bags so that they don't use any plastic bag lah.
We agree for Go Green and all that, but it will burden the customer. So I think they should even they ban the plastic bag. At least like we can buy. They can provide like, okay, today even we don't have the plastic bag, but you can buy not even the plastic bag, but any like tote bag or any bags that we can put our belongings.
The government was also urged to give ample time before imposing the ban.
Government should take action. They should give more time, or if want to implement in 2025, government could provide a paper bag to retail shop or give awareness to people and Malaysian citizens.
I believe there's a lot in terms of education. I think it needs to come down to every individual, whether it's a corporate individual, whether it's a personal individual, understanding the implications. How are we all having a role in it? It's going to be a mindset change, isn't it? We've been using plastic bags for years, but we should start getting used to more alternatives, cloth bags, paper bags.
2025 is the year and everyone needs to comply. Alif Yunus, TV3.
After this breather, Erdogan faces battle for survival as polls close in Turkey election. Details when we return. On Sunday was seen as one of the most pivotal elections to date and a crucial contest between the military-backed ruling coalition and the pro-democracy parties that are challenging the status quo, with preliminary vote counts showing the two opposition parties neck and neck in the contest for the 400 directly elected constituency seats. The polls closed at 5 p.m. local time, and vote counting is currently underway in the historic election, with an exit poll indicating a triumph for opposition parties. Preliminary results are beginning to roll in, with 50% of the vote counted for, showing the reformist Move Forward Party, MFP, obtaining nearly 2 million votes, followed by Pheu Thai Party, PTP, securing 1.8 million votes for the constituency seats. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha, Prayut's United Thai Nation Party, lay in third place with about 700,000 votes. Meanwhile, for party list seats, MFP is leading with PTP, is coming in second. The first unofficial results are expected within the next few hours. Meanwhile, in Turkey, Turks on Sunday voted in one of the most important elections in the country's modern history, which could either unseat President Tayyip Erdogan and halt his government's increasingly authoritarian path, or usher in a third decade of his rule. The vote will decide not only who leads Turkey, a NATO member country of 85 million, but also how it is governed, where its economy is headed, amid a deep cost of living crisis and the shape of its foreign policy. Turks will be electing both a president and parliament for a 5-year term, with opinion polls giving Erdogan's main challenger, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, a slight lead, as many blame Erdogan for the country's current economic crisis. To win the presidency in the first round, a candidate must obtain more than 50% of ballots cast, and if no candidate achieves this, a May 28th runoff will be held between the two leading candidates, set to be Erdogan and Kılıçdaroğlu. Polling stations in the elections have closed at 5 p.m. local time, which Turkish law banning the reporting of any results until 9 p.m. local time. By late Sunday, there could be a good indication of whether there will be a runoff. Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan called for nationwide freedom protests on Sunday after his brief arrest and detention last week triggered deadly unrests. Imran called for his supporters to hold protests at the end of their streets and villages across the country on Sunday and announced a return to campaigning on Wednesday for immediate elections. Enraged by the arrest, supporters set fire to government buildings, blocked roads and damaged property belonging to the military, who they blame for Khan's downfall. The one-time cricket superstar, who has been tied up in dozens of legal cases since being ousted from power in April last year, was freed on bail on Friday after his detention was declared unlawful by the Supreme Court. One late Summer player Tor Chuan Leong delivered the nation's only gold medal in what was otherwise another slow day for the national contingent in Cambodia. Tor showed his experience tonight as he outplayed an informed Akani Songsum Sawat 4-1, 74-42, 67-48, 53-72, 53-17, 63-21 in the men's singles final to reclaim the ASEAN crown. Tor had previously won the singles gold at the 2015 Singapore edition. Lim Kok Leong, who lost to Thailand's Akani in the semi-finals, took bronze. With the win, Tor brings Malaysia's gold medal tally to 29. In the meantime, Malaysia is on track to win more badminton medals after singles players Lee Shun Yang and Leong Jun Hao, as well as mixed doubles pair Yap Roy King, Cheng Su Yin, booked their slots in the semi-finals on Sunday. Jun Hao notched a 21-14, 23-21 win over the Philippines' Jewel Angelo Albo, while Shun Yang was made to dig deep before downing Thailand's Panichapon Thirarat-Sakul 18-21, 21-19, 21-17 in the men's singles quarterfinals at the Murodok Techno Badminton Hall. The duo will face Indonesian opposition in the semi-finals, with Jun Hao set to play Christian Adinata, while Shun Yang will face off against top seed Chico Ora Dwi Wardoyo. Earlier, Roy King Su Yin advanced to the semi-finals after beating Cambodia's Van Thao Vat Kim Luang Lim 21-5, 21-3 in the quarterfinals. They will next play Thailand's Bakapon Thirarat-Sakul Pai Tamas Muen Wong for a slot in the final. Bakapon Pai Tamas had earlier defeated Philippines' Alvin Morada Alyssa Yasabel Leonardo 21-11, 21-14. Still on badminton, the 2023 Sudirman Cup. Malaysia began their campaign in the Mixed Team Badminton Championship in style by trashing Australia 5-0 in their opening Group C match in Suzhou, China. Fielding a near full-strength squad, Malaysia's first point came from world number 8 mixed doubles duo Goh Soon Huat and Siobhan Lai, who downed Kenneth Chu, Gronya Somerville 21-17, 21-14. Malaysia's badminton's blue-eye boy, Lee Zijia, then doubled the score when he made easy work of world number 313, Ricky Tang, 21-3, 21-13. Next, women's singles Kayla Shana, who is making her second Sudirman Cup appearance, gave Malaysia an unassailable lead when she defeated Tiffany Ho 21-19, 21-12. Reigning world champions and men's doubles world number 3, Aaron Chia, So Wee Yik, then wasted no time as they saw off Rain Wang Jack Yu 21-7, 21-14 in under 25 minutes. Finally, last year's French Open champions Pearly Tan and Thinaa completed the route with a 21-12, 21-13 win over Caitlin Ea Gronya. Malaysia's real big test begins on Monday when they face India as well as Taiwan on Wednesday. Still to come, woman killed, husband seriously hurt in Johor car-lorry crash. Stay with us. was killed while her husband was seriously injured when a trailer collided with the couple's Proton Wajah on Jalan Johor Bahru Mersing in Kota Tinggi on Sunday. The incident occurred at 8:10 a.m. and claimed the life of 37-year-old Masroha Ali, while her husband, 38-year-old Muhammad Fazwan Abu Hassan, who was driving the car, sustained serious injuries. Kota Tinggi Police Chief Superintendent Hussein Zamora said the accident occurred when the trailer heading towards Johor Bahru, driven by a 31-year-old man, went out of control and skidded onto the opposite lane before crashing into the couple's car. The woman suffered severe head injuries and died at the scene, while her husband had both legs broken and was rushed to the Sultan Ismail Hospital for treatment. The 31-year-old trailer driver was unharmed, and initial investigations found that he was not driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. The case is now being investigated under the Road Transport Act. In Johor, a director of a company dealing in the import and export of pine was charged on Sunday at the Batu Pahat Magistrates Court with evading income tax of more than 500,000 ringgit. 58-year-old Goh Boon Chai, however, pleaded not guilty before Magistrate Nur Asidah A. Rahman. The director of Syarikat Utara Raya Sdn Berhad allegedly failed to enter the income into Form C for 2019, 2020 and 2021. He should have paid taxes of 147,550 ringgit for 2019, 155,140 ringgit for 2020, and 242,688 ringgit for 2021. The Inland Revenue Board had raided Goh's office on January 11th, and investigations revealed that he had failed to submit the income tax forms within 7 months of closing the accounts. The court did not grant bail and set June 11th for the remention of the case. Before we leave, let's take a look as Peruvian archaeologists found a 1,000-year-old burial site containing what they believe to be the remains of a high-status individual and its relatives in the Macatan Ceremony archaeological site located in western Peru. With that, I'm Adrian Seet. Thank you for watching and stay safe.